What's up everyone, this is Joel with True Life Investing. Thank you so much for coming and checking out this video. I just want to let you know that this video is going to be very different than all the other ones that you might have seen across the web. One of the things that I'm going to do differently is I'm going to put timestamps on all the main points of this video. So if there's something that pertains specifically to you, then go down in the description, look at the timestamps, and whether it's the stimulus checks, whether it's the child tax credit, or whether it's the COVID-19 testing, how much is going into that, there you can click and choose and go straight to the time of what I'm talking about, because sometimes these videos get very long and we're all very busy, and so this is going to save you time. This is going to allow for you to get the information you want, and then you can go and do something else, so you don't have to spend the entire video trying to watch the entire thing, trying to find the right information that you want to hear about the stimulus update. And these stimulus updates is a part of our taxes. It's a part of our income, and if you get one, guess what? You can invest with it. You can grow your wealth with it. And so remember, my links are down in the description. You can get some free stocks with Webull by using my link, or with Robinhood, because if you're going to start investing, you might as well start off with some free stocks. So I appreciate all the likes on the videos. I appreciate all the subscriptions. But if you want to stay up to date with all the new stimulus that is coming, I'm going to be putting them out all like how I'm doing this video. So to make sure that you hear only what you want to hear, you go straight to that timestamp, you listen to it, nothing else pertains to you, you get out and go watch something else. And so we're going to get right on into this, and I'm going to go through every single point and then bring some more information, and then we're going to talk all about what's happening with this American Rescue Plan. So as you can see on the screen here, this is a $1.9 trillion stimulus. This is a lot of money, and a lot of people, whenever they see it, it's just 1.9 and then the word spelled out trillion. But what I did in this video, and I showed you on here on my screen, is that with how much money this truly is. Look at this. Look how many zeros are here. You've got 3, 6, 9, 11, plus the one in the 9. That's a lot of money, but guess what? It's going to help out our country. So you know what we're getting for that? We gonna get some confetti. We gonna get a party going. This is so good. There's so much in here that's gonna help American people. The first thing that we're gonna talk about is the current stimulus checks. So if you qualified for the stimulus checks, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the qualifications are: if you are single and you make $75,000 or less, you qualify for the full $600 stimulus. If you make more than that, up to it gets phased out little by little up to $100,000. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a calculator tool in the link in the description so that you can go there, put in your income, and then you can see how much around about what you're gonna get. So it makes it super easy to know how much you're gonna get dependent upon your income. But remember, if you're single and you make over $100,000, then you don't get any of the stimulus. When it comes to married couples, the total amount goes all the way up to $150,000. So if both your incomes combined go all the way up to $150,000, you know what? You're getting some stimulus. You're getting the full amount that they're giving out. So, which is amazing. It can help you out in so many ways. Help out your family. But if you make more than that, then what it starts doing is phasing out all the way till you get to $200,000. So once you make over $200,000, you don't get any of the stimulus. And think about it, guys. If you're making over $200,000, should you really be getting any stimulus? I mean, I'm not here to say who gets it, who doesn't, but that's a lot of money. But as you can see here, the thing about it is, though, I wanted to bring this up-to-date information that I'm recording this video on January the 16th. I'm going to post it in just a moment. And so on January 15th was the deadline for the Treasury and the IRS to automatically deliver all the checks to the hundreds of millions of Americans that were going to get these checks, these stimulus checks. So it was by the bill that was made in December that they had to be sent out by January the 15th. Well, some people just aren't going to get them. It's whether something was wrong with their taxes, or something got wrong in the mail, or their direct deposit, something went wrong. So they just got caught in between a rock and a hard place of not being able to get what they rightly deserve. And so there's two ways that you can check this out. One, I'm going to put a link in the description where it's going to be a link to the actual government website for the IRS, so that you can put in your information and see when you're going to get your payment, see if it's already been sent out to you. The other thing is I'm going to put in information pertaining to the phone number for the IRS, and also where you can do a payment trace to see if it's been sent out to you, where you can complete a form. I'm putting all these links in the description, so if that helps you out, that's awesome. And also to let everybody know that the IRS has actually moved back their date of starting for filing taxes to actually February the 12th. So this is something that, there's a lot of things going on right now. We've got a lot of the new stimulus in place, and there's just so much that they moved it back. But I'm going to put both of those links down in the description so you can figure out where your money's at if you're going to get some. So the best thing about it is that now with this $1.9 trillion stimulus package that Biden, who is going to be inaugurated this upcoming Tuesday and be our president, this is his plan. He wants to give $1,400 additional stimulus direct payments to Americans from all the news outlets on the same basis. Single, you get the full amount of the $1,400 all the way up to $75,000 income, and then it phases out to $100,000. And then if you're married, then it's your total income of $150,000 or less gets the total amount of the $1,400 per person. And then it phases out as you get to $200,000, and then nothing above $200,000. But this is the thing, y'all. I want to let everybody know that there's so many people that even the previous president said, we want to give Americans $2,000 checks. So yes, they gave us $600, and then they want to give us $1,400, which would equate to $2,000. But there's a lot of people that say we need to just go ahead and give them a full $2,000 stimulus direct payment. So that would mean that we would get, if you got the $600, you would get a $2,000 check. So, I mean, this is pretty amazing. So this is something that can help out a lot of families. There's a lot going on right now with all the this COVID crisis and everything that's happened. People need help. And with this money, they can make sure that bills are paid, rent's paid, utilities, if they need to pay for school, or if they need to, get their car fixed, hospital bills. There's so much that can be done with this, and this is where this is supposed to help Americans out. So anytime we're helping out Americans, I'm all for it. True Life Investing is America first in my eyes. So in terms of this American Rescue Plan, that's exactly what it's for. So whether it's $1,400 or whether it's $2,000, I hope that they go ahead and pass it so that more Americans can get help. And any update that they do on this, whether it is $1,400 or $2,000, I'm going to have another video back on this channel to help you and let you know what's going to happen, and then the parameters for that, and with the dates that they might get those sent out. But there's a lot that Biden is saying he's going to do in the first 10 days of his presidency. And one of the things that, getting people help, getting the vaccine, more vaccine testing out there is a big part of his agenda. And so I hope that he can follow through with that, and we can get help to a lot of the American people. So hopefully, guys, we're going to get some more stimulus checks, so put more money in your pocket. So if you are doing okay and you're still going to get the stimulus check, well, guess what? This is a part where you can use this extra money that you probably weren't accounting for in your budgets and go and invest, grow your wealth, start out with something. I mean, you didn't think you were going to have it, 6 months ago, get this extra money. So, go ahead, do something with it. And that's why you should go ahead, use my links down in the description, get you some free stocks, and go ahead and get to investing to grow your wealth. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the COVID-19 testing. So there's going to be $50 billion going into COVID-19 testing, which means that they're going to increase more of the test, make the test more available to more people, so that we can make sure that if somebody is showing symptoms or anything like that, they can get tested quickly, and that they can make sure that they either stay home, they quarantine, or they do something, so we stop the spread, we slow down the increase of all the cases that are going out there. Because guys, think about it like this: if you know that you've got the symptoms, and if you know that you may have this virus, then you stay home, you save lives, you help those around you. So a lot of money's going into this. It should, because I mean, the more that we test, the more they get tested, the more that we can make sure that the right people stay home, and that we make sure that we don't spread this virus any more than it should be spread. And I'm actually going to go back, because that was number 4. I'm going to go back to number 3. So that's for the COVID-19 testing. So rest assured, if you want to get tested, they're going to put more money out there so that you can get tested. And from my understanding, it's free testing for the COVID-19 testing, so that you can make sure that you get tested, make sure that you're quarantining if you're supposed to, and you're not spreading this virus around. The next thing, unemployment increase. So Biden is looking right now to increase the unemployment from 300 to 600 per week till September of this year. So with this, if you're receiving that unemployment, this is federal unemployment, you're going to get a lot more money to help you out with your bills. Because think about it, most people, you know, if they're living in multiple family households, or there's 2 people working in the home, then if you both can't work and you're only receiving essentially half of your pay of what you were normally working for and making, and then all this happened, and it's not your fault. We didn't do this. That this virus, you didn't ask for this virus. It just happened, and then you can't work and you can't make a living for your family or for yourself. Then that's where, when something like this, it's worldwide. The American government, that's where they're stepping in, and they're going to help out Americans and get more money for those that are on unemployment. So hopefully this comes into place. So there's going to be a huge increase from $300 to $600. So that's going to be amazing. So help more people out, get more money in the pockets for those that aren't able to get to work or to work. They're going to get more money in the pockets so they can take care of themselves and their family. Next thing, there's going to be a national vaccine program. They're going to put $20 billion. Guys, look at this. That's a lot of zeros into a program. And what this is making sure that they're working with the local officials, the states, the cities, that whatever needs to be done to make sure that this vaccine is going out, that people are getting tested, that's what they want to do. That's the whole point of making sure that there's a plan in place, there's structure in place, and that the money is going to help the American people get the vaccine, get tested, and that it's not all falling on the states and the cities. Because think about it, if transportation has gone down, a lot of people have seen cheaper car insurance. The airline industry has gone down. There's not as much tourism because people aren't going out. Well, guess what? Then most people, there's some states where people aren't spending as much. There's not as much taxes being taken up. Well, guess what? How does the government run? It runs off of our taxes. So that means that there's a lot of the amount that we normally would have received, we haven't been able to receive in so many places because tourism has gone down and there's not many people traveling or going out and spending like they used to. So this is where it's going to help that out. You know, with this, we have to understand, guys, that in this entire pandemic, we have to make sure that we keep our country running, and that's going to cost us. You know, a lot of people, they're saying, well, we shouldn't, you know, there's too much money being spent. Think about it. If you take care of the problem now, we can fix ourselves back up. But if we keep putting band-aid solutions on trying to get past this pandemic, then we're never going to get to a good place. So that's why they're throwing all this money at it. So hopefully we can get people taken care of. We can get state and local governments taken care of. We have a program to get people vaccinated, to get people tested. So they're definitely throwing a lot of money in that. So within that, the whole amount is going to be around $350 billion. Just seeing these numbers just makes me go crazy. But $350 billion is going to help out the state and local governments in making sure that all these places get the aid that they need to test. Because think about it, It's not just about getting the vaccines there. It's not just about testing. You got to have a place to test. You got to have the cleaning. You got to have sanitizing. You got to have all these services in place. What about the schools? What about protective equipment? What about masks? What about ventilation systems? All these things have to be in place, and it costs a lot of money in order to get all these things in place. I don't know if anybody's noticed or anybody's been to restaurants, but there's so much plexiglass everywhere because they're trying to create barriers. They're trying to create safe places. So in order to do that, that's where this funding is going to come into place. There's money that needs to go to help out the schools. They've got $170 billion going to help out K through 12 schools and institutions of higher education, colleges, trade schools, whatnot, to help them fight this pandemic, fight this virus. They, like I said, they've got to make sure that they get enough money for protecting and making sure that things are clean, making sure that things are sanitized, making sure that wherever people are at, it's going to be safe. So mask, all that cost money. We've got to pay for it. So the next thing I want to go to is making the child tax credit fully refundable for the year and increasing the credit to $3,000 per child, and then if they're under the age of 6, $3,600. So I'm actually having a child. My baby is actually due in May, so this would count for me. But this right now, the tax credit right now is at $2,000. So you're talking about it's $2,000 right now up until the age of 17, and this is an extra $1,000 into Americans' pockets. And if they're under the age of 6, an extra $1,600 into Americans' pocket. So this helps out Americans with basically a good tax credit if you have kids, because kids are not cheap. I don't even have my child now, and we've already spent so much money on doctor's visits, going and buying things for as far as like cribs and clothes and all these things that we're gonna need, car seats, and it's just insane how it just adds up. You gotta buy bottles, you gotta buy formula, you gotta buy diapers, all these things. So we're super blessed for me and my wife to be having a child, and so this is definitely gonna help us out, but I know it's gonna help a lot of you Americans out there. And so getting this extra tax credit increase, remember, you're going from $2,000 to $3,000 if they're over the age of 6, and then if they're under the age of 6, an extra $1,600 in your pocket. So you know what? We're gonna get some confetti for that, because that's good stuff. So the next thing, I don't know about anybody, but the federal minimum wage has not changed since 2009. It's at $7.25 right now, and he wants to move it up to $15. Now, there's a lot of controversy over this, of whether it's going to create inflation, increase prices everywhere. This is something that's on his agenda, that Biden wants to help push and get done so that he can get more money into Americans' pockets for raising the minimum wage. I don't really have a lot to say on this, just because there's a lot of controversy around there, and whether it helps you out, whether it doesn't. All I know is that they want to get it to $15. But the one thing that I do like is that in some places, if you're like a waitress or a waiter, you only get paid, I think, like a couple of dollars, and then plus your tips. They want to take that away and just, hey, you're gonna make $15 an hour doing this certain job. So to me, how could a person, you don't want a person getting paid a couple of dollars and then trying to get those tips. Give them a fair wage, let them work, and then let them be dependent upon the work and the job itself, rather than trying to get those extra tips. So we don't know what's going to happen with this, but we know it's on the list, so that's why it's in the video. The next thing is we've talked about increasing the federal unemployment, per week. There's some, and I added this at the bottom because there's some that say it's going to go from 300 to 600, but then some that's going to say it's going to go to 400, but they both say it's going to extend through September. So whether it's going to be an extra $100 a week or an extra $300 a week compared to where it's at right now, just know that there's going to be an increase in that, is what they're pushing for, and that's in the stimulus package to help get that in place. So helping out Americans that aren't able to get to their jobs or not able to work, definitely a plus. So we're going to get some confetti for that. Yes! So The next thing that he's going to try to, that Biden's talked about pushing through. Now, this is something that they want to add to the bill, is student debt forgiveness. So right now we're like, I think they said 1.3 or 1.5 trillion dollars in debt with student loans for the people in America combined all together. So by taking out $10,000 per student, it's going to knock out a big chunk of that. And so whether this happens or not, there's so many scenarios of this going to happen, whether it's based upon your income, whether it's based upon so there's so many scenarios of what this could be based upon your income or based upon the job that you have, or whether it's going to be more or less. But there's so much talk around the $10,000 mark, so we kind of know that that's where the minimum is going to be that they're going to try to push for, but it could be more. So if you have student loans, guess what? You might have some help coming pretty soon from the government to help you out, and this is for the federal loans. So this is something huge, that there's people that they're paying a lot on student loans, and what do you choose? Pay your student loans or go buy groceries? Pay your student loans or put gas in the car? Pay your student loans or pay for electricity so you can have lights? So there's a lot of that going around. This is crazy times that are happening, but there's some help that's on the way. And with this $1.9 trillion stimulus package that's coming out, a lot of people say, well, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Let's just say that the odds are in the favor of this happening. And the reason being is because in the White House, you have a Democratic president. In the Senate, it's literally 50-50 now. And so whenever it's 50-50, there's the vice president is the tiebreaker. So tiebreaker vote. So Kamala Harris, she's going to vote on the Democratic side. And so that's going to be pushing to help the president and push his agenda. So if you got the White House, you got the Senate, and then the House of Representatives is still controlled by the Democrats. With the speaker, Majority Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she's going to help push this along. So this is where the odds are in the favor for this bill to get passed. Whether it's at 1.9 trillion or whether it's a little bit more, we can for sure say that because of where things are at in terms of the legislators and who's in office, it's going to get something like this is going to get passed on top of what's already been passed. So remember, a lot of things coming our way. We've got Biden unveiled this last week, and I'm going to keep bringing more updates as things come out. Trust me, there is so much information out there. You can go to different websites and try to find it all. I literally went through like 20 websites trying to find as much information as possible, but understanding that there's so much out there. I want to give you as much information as possible pertaining to what's happening, but understand that there's still a way for you to get your $600 stimulus check. And then also too, I want to go ahead and bring this back and say, I've already filed my taxes. I personally use TurboTax. And so whenever I was filing my taxes, because my adjusted gross income was less than it was last year, then the stimulus checks that I got, they actually gave me a credit on my taxes that I was filing because of where my adjusted gross income was. And so in terms of that, I got more on what it said my tax refund is going to be. So if you're one that you didn't get a check, or you haven't got direct deposit or anything like that, when you do your taxes, make sure you get it done correctly by either TurboTax, or you go to like H&R Block or something like that, but getting it professionally done so that you get the maximum amount that you can get. And if you didn't get a check, they're going to have a way where it works into that so that you can make sure you get the stimulus check that you rightly deserve. So hope everything works out for everybody. Hope that we are able to get more money into Americans' pockets, and hopefully that we can get this done quickly, because right now there's still so many people hurting. And guys, this is the thing, we all live here in America. We all get those that are working, we're all paying taxes, we all have family, we all have those around us, and we want everybody to do well. It's not a point of making sure these people get this or make sure those people get that. No, if you're doing well and you're well off, why would you want to see somebody else be hurting? Or, if they can get help, we want to make sure that everybody's getting helped. We want to make sure that, for those that are working, they're getting the protective gear, that we have a vaccine program out there, that we're making sure that we're taking care of those in our communities around us. So thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot. All the likes, all the new subscribers that are going to come on, because I'm going to start doing this. But remember, this video is going to be different from everybody else because I'm putting timestamps. If you want to know about certain things, just go down in the description, click on the timestamp. It's going to take you straight to the part in the video where I'm explaining about the specific thing that you want to hear about. And so that way you can listen to what you want to hear and then go on throughout your day and go do what you want. This is Joel with True Life Investing. You have a wonderful day.